When I was little, I would always watch like science shows on PBS Kids, and I was just like super into them. I liked making things. I liked making things happen, seeing bubbles and color changes, and feeling like I was going to do something really important. Then I came to Towson because I wanted to be a forensic chemist, and realizing that like I want to actually do this for real.
Growing up, my mom was a nurse in the hospital, so I was always around the healthcare space. She was always encouraging me to ask questions about why we do things the way we do. For me, I think ultimately it was kind of a journey of multiple dominoes, but really just kind of ignited itself in high school and then certainly here at Towson University. It was so fascinating to learn so much about things that we can't see every day and how they work. The Raspet Fellowship allowed me to go full-time during the summer to delving deeper into my research project. Having that financial support to dedicate that time allowed me to develop that one-on-one relationship with my principal investigator for my research project, Dr. John Civey. He really encouraged me that it's really about what you set your mind to and putting in the work to do it.
I'm beyond grateful. I feel like I became a scientist in the past year. Now I'm in the process of being published, and that's something that would not have happened if I was not here this summer.
Research fellowships are important for a variety of reasons. The impact first and most directly is on the students, giving them the time and the flexibility to be able to dive deeply into a research experience in a way that they may not have been able to do so were it not for that support from that fellowship. Towson is at the forefront of a lot of research areas and involving students in high impact research that is helping to transform communities here in Maryland and also lives across the planet.
Towson University in our backyard is just a wonderful asset. When I look at our employment base, I can see so many Towson alumni, myself included, that have built their career here at Ellen & Tucker.
This is one of the first firms I ever interacted with when I came to Towson, and I really had zero expectations of what being an accountant in the real world was really like. This internship has given me a great overview of what my life will be like if I pursue this career path.
I always wanted to pursue a job that helps collaboration and also a sense of individualism. It's kind of nice to see how the things you learn in school connects with the workforce.
It is priceless, honestly. The main thing that confirmed it for me was the job stability and the fact that my accounting degree can lead me down many different paths. Knowing now what I know about accounting, I'm able to know that I want to be an accountant.
As a proud Towson alum, to be able to look at the students and see their bright future and know that we're part of that journey, I truly enjoy that opportunity. I think it's been a strong partnership over the years, and we look forward to continuing that.
As an anchor institution for Baltimore County, Towson University has an unwavering commitment to civic responsibility and community service. One of the biggest events is Impact to You, the university's annual day of service. This year, more than 400 student volunteers from across different organizations, departments, and programs took the theme of local action for social change to heart. Focusing their efforts in Towson and Baltimore County, these students not only showcased TU's dedication to positively impacting the local community, but also in finding ways to help their fellow Tigers to thrive.
When I was looking for doctoral programs, the goal is to always find a mentor that is doing research already that you are also interested in. So I was combing through pages. I came across the Autism Studies PhD program, and it's been great so far. Kelly and I have a super smooth mentor and student relationship, a lot of collaboration. It's been great.
I study communication development and communication by autistic individuals. So I am especially interested in narrative discourse, or how people tell stories and how those means of communication might vary across neurodiversity and also gender diversity. I get to work with so many different kinds of students. It makes my day so exciting and my work so interesting, and I'm always learning too. I hope that my work can contribute to a world where we really know lots of different ways to listen to each other in order to find common understanding.
Other programs, I'm spending my first 2 years on master's studies before moving into my doctoral work here. I jumped right in. I am in it for little kids that look like me. I want to be able to get into the field and see standardized tests changed or different ones used for diagnosing students. And I hope to see more families open to figuring things out for their kids in the future.
It's the people at Towson. I mean, really, it's the people at Towson. You're not invisible at Towson, and you're welcome. They listened, they supported me, and that's why I'm still here all these years later. I love Towson. I love the people here, the people I've worked with.
You know, some people have said to me, when are you going to retire? And I say, I have such a wonderful job. Why should I retire after working and studying so long?
I think Towson is just such a compelling place, and I just love these students so much. I have worked with some amazing colleagues and mentors. Mentoring is a hallmark of Towson, and I hope that the students feel the passion that these people have for them.
One of the things that I like the most, when a student will come back and say, this particular course really influenced me. I just met with a student for lunch. He was very appreciative of the classes that I had taught him. And that sort of thing really makes it worthwhile.
I came in when the school was small. I think it had about 10,000 students and a couple buildings, and the growth of this university and the beautification has been so exciting to see.
I arrived here back in 1979, and I thought that I would be here for maybe 3 to 5 years, and 45 years later, I'm still here.
In many ways, Towson, even though the buildings have changed and around the perimeter we've grown, the really heart of Towson still seems very much like it was when I came. It's been a wonderful journey for me, both personally and professionally, and I hope for Towson too.
To the Towson University class of 2025, congratulations. You've reached a defining milestone shaped by years of dedication and growth. From your first steps on campus to your last steps here at commencement, you've faced challenges head on. Each moment has brought you to this proud achievement. But this isn't just the ending. It's a new beginning. The knowledge, friendships, and experiences you've gained will guide you forward. Whether starting new careers, pursuing further education, or exploring unknown paths, you carry the resilience and spirit of the tiger inside. So take a deep breath, hold your head high, and walk boldly into your future. The world is waiting for you. Or careers forward. Whether starting new careers, pursuing further education, or exploring unknown paths, you carry the resilience and spirit of the tiger inside. So take a deep breath, hold your head high, and walk boldly into your future. The world is waiting for you.
Being a first-generation student, I think it's a big accomplishment. I take great pride in it, and I really want to set a good example for other first-generation students.
Being a first-generation student just basically means that I get to be the person that starts a new legacy in my family. I'm able to come into space with a whole bunch of people who look like me and have the same drive as me and the same things that I want out of life. I think that's amazing.
It has been an experience both to meeting other folks who are first gen as well, and to see their stories, and that we're all in the same boat. We're all putting each other, together, and moving forward. To be able to say that I'm a college graduated student, I am the first in my direct lineage of my family to do so. It means a lot.
I think I'm just super proud and very excited that I get to be that person to show other people, especially my younger brother, that going to college is possible and it can be a really great experience. Hi, my name's Olivia.
Hi, I'm Kiara.
My name is Sean Bell, and I am first gen.
And I'm a first gen.
And I'm a first gen.
the best team, not the best dancers. I started the dance team, I believe, in the spring of '92. Basically, from 1992 until 1996, we were kind of growing it. That was our birth, and kind of figuring out how to walk, what to do. Since 1999, we've won 20 national championships.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I've been dancing since I could walk, and I don't know, I feel like I was meant to be a dancer, and so that's why when deciding colleges, that was a really important factor to me because I've been dancing every day my whole life.
Being on stage, having the lights on you, your parents always in the audience, making them feel something. It's such a good feeling.
I came from a studio that was pretty intense, but this is like a whole nother level. I mean, you're pushing yourself, everyone's cheering you on, you're just gaining so much confidence, and so it's just such a rewarding experience to have everyone telling you, you can do this, and it's the hardest thing you've probably ever done, but you can do it.
It's like that feeling that you get after a really tough workout or a cycling class, where you're like, wow, that was hard, but I killed that. Like, I did good, I gave it my all, and I left it all on the floor.
It's not easy to be great. Greatness requires a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of testing of who you are as a person.
This team is definitely a big commitment. Even on our off days, we're expected to dance. All of these girls are giving it their all.
We always say that we want them to come off the floor knowing that they couldn't have done anything more, because that's better than anything winning or anything like that. Just coming off and being like, we could not have done anything else better.
What we have may not be as much of the glitz and glamour as other dance teams, but we really have that determination. I think that's just what sets us apart from other dance teams.
I think Tom is just everything to this team. He will bring that intensity, but will also ensure that everyone's well taken care of.
He's just that parent.
Oh, geez, that scared me. I looked up and it was me all of a sudden.
Go for center podium.
Yep. Testing mic check, testing center podium, testing not leaning in, standing up straight, following all the rules. A, B, C, E, F, G. Gonna look up something I can read out loud. Testing microphones, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, checking and testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Checking and testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Talking into microphones and testing them out. I'm gonna start reading something now. One morning, when Gregor Samsa woke from troubled dreams, he found himself transformed in his bed into horrible vermin. He lay on his armor-like back, and he lifted his head a little so he could see his brown belly, slightly domed and divided by arches into stiff sections. The bedding was hardly able to cover it and seemed ready to slide off at any moment. His many legs, pitifully thin compared to what size of the rest of him, waved about as helplessly as he looked. What's happened to me, he thought. It wasn't a dream. His room, a proper human room, although a little too small, lay peacefully between its 4 familiar walls. A collection of textile samples lay spread out on the table. Samsa was a traveling salesman, and above it there hung a picture that he had recently cut out of an illustrated magazine, housed in a nice gilded frame. It showed a lady fitted out with a fur hat and fur boa who sat upright, raising a heavy fur muff that covered the whole of her lower arm towards the viewer. Gregor then turned to look out the window at the dull weather. Drops of rain could be heard hitting the pane, which made him feel quite sad. How about if I sleep a bit longer and forget all about this nonsense, he thought. That was something he was unable to do because he was not used to sleeping on his right, and in his present state he couldn't get into that position. However hard he threw himself onto his right, he always rolled back to where he was. He must have tried it 100 times, shut his eyes so that he wouldn't have to look at the floundering legs, and only stopped when he began to feel a mild, dull pain that he'd never felt before. Let me find something else to read, maybe like a kid's book. Something that's not Kafka. Mic check, checking and testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Mic check, checking and testing. Mic check, testing, checking and testing. Testing the center microphone, center podium test. Testing 1, 2, 3, checking and testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, checking and testing. Testing. Mic check, ABC, EFG, HIJ, L, M, N, P, ABCD. Testing, mic check, testing and checking. Mic check, checking and testing. Testing and checking. Once upon a time, there was a giraffe named Ginger. Ginger lived in Kenya, a country in Africa. Like all giraffes, Ginger had a long neck and long legs. Because she was so tall, she was able to eat food from the very tops of the trees in the savannah. The savannah in Africa is an area with lots of grass and some trees. Sometimes the savannah is called grasslands. The other animals, like zebras and antelopes, could not reach where Ginger could reach, but Ginger always found food. She loves the leaves and the new buds of the trees. One day, Ginger was busy eating her favorite leaves along with some other giraffes. It was a bright sunny day and there was not a cloud in the sky. It had not rained for a long time, so the grass was very dry. She heard a noise down at the bottom of her extra long legs. It was her friend Mickey the monkey. Mickey was trying to say something, but Ginger couldn't understand what he was saying. He looked very tired. "What's wrong?" asked Ginger. Ginger was a very kind giraffe and wanted to help everyone. Just then, Mickey fell over. Ginger was also a smart giraffe. She knew what was wrong. Mickey couldn't find anything to eat, and he was very hungry. Ginger nibbled some fresh, tender leaves and buds from the top of the trees where she was eating. She dropped some of the leaves and the buds to the ground near where Mickey was. Then she nudged him a little with the hoof of the bottom of one of her very long legs. "Wake up," said Ginger. "I found something for you to eat." Slowly, Mickey sat up and ate a little. After a while, when Mickey was feeling better, Ginger asked him, "What happened, Mickey? Why are you so hungry? Why can't you find anything to eat?" Mickey said, "It hasn't rained for so long and now there's no more food." "That's not good," said Ginger. "What's happening with the other animals?" "No one knows what to do," answers Mickey. "All the zebras and the antelopes and the elephants are getting worried about the dry grass. Some of them are thinking about leaving the savannah and trying to reach the jungle." "That's a long trip," said Ginger. "Are you going to go with them?" "I don't know," answered Mickey. "What do you think we should do?" Ginger thought for a while, and then suddenly she had a good idea. "We should go talk to Leo the lion. He is the smartest animal in the savannah." Mickey was too tired to walk, so Ginger invited him to ride on her back. "Hold on tight to my neck," said Ginger. "There's a lot to hold on to," joked Mickey. Ginger laughed. "You're right. I've got the longest neck in Africa." So they started their journey across to the other side of the savannah to look for Leo. Ginger and Mickey were in luck. Leo was sitting on top of a rock, and he was really easy to see as they walked through the grass. "Hi, Leo," they both shouted. Leo had been napping, and it was a little grumpy when they woke him up. But he was polite and said, "Hello, Ginger and Mickey. Why did you walk the whole way across the savannah? Just to wake me up?" But he was joking. He had a smile on his face. "Mickey says there is no food left on the savannah because it's been so dry," said Ginger. "Do you have any ideas?" Leo thought for a while. He said, "There is nothing we can do about the rain. It will come soon, but we can't be sure when it will arrive. When the rain comes, all the plants will grow again, and there will be lots of food for everybody." He thought a little longer. "The only thing I can think of is for everyone to move closer to the forest," he continued. "There will be more things to eat there, but I know it's a long trip, and it will not be very easy. It might take days to get there." Ginger and Mickey looked at each other and then looked back at Leo. "Thank you, Leo," said Ginger. It's probably best if they all try to get closer to the jungle." That was a funny noise. No, you're fine. It was just a funny noise.
Water bottle, sorry.
I know, you gotcha. They said goodbye and then walked across the savannah. Now they needed to gather all the animals together to start the long journey. Ginger didn't need to go along because she had plenty of food in her high trees. Enjoy story time, Jill.
But she was. Continue. Your story about Ginger.
Ginger the giraffe is on a very important journey. But she was a good friend and wanted to help as much as she could. They walked towards their favorite trees, and guess what she and Mickey saw? All the animals were already gathered there and waiting for Ginger and Mickey. "Why are you all here?" asked Ginger. "Eddie the eagle told us that you're taking us..."
Can you speak a little slower?
Yeah, sorry. "Eddie the eagle told us that you're taking us to the edge of the jungle," said one of the zebras. "How did he know?" asked Mickey. "He heard you talking with Leo," said one of the antelopes. "So you've all decided to try to walk together to the jungle?" asked Ginger. "Yes," they all answered. "If you help us get there," added one of the elephants. "Of course I'll help," said Ginger. "I'm your friend." So they started on their big journey across the savannah to the jungle. The sun was so hot and there was no food and no place to get a drink of water. And then they heard it. It was thunder. "Thunder," they all shouted. Thunder was very scary to the animals of the savannah. Can you guess why? Fire. Sometimes the lightning hits the dry grass and the whole savannah catches fire. Then everyone has to run, and that is exactly what happened. "Fire," they shouted. They could smell it, and now they could see it. The fire was coming towards them. Ginger had to think fast. Because she was so tall, she could see further than any of the other animals. She stretched her long neck up as far as she could. Now she could see a place where there was no fire. "Quick," she said. "Everyone run this way." All of the animals followed her and ran as fast as they could. Soon they were out of danger. They stopped and gathered together one more time. "Is everyone here?" Ginger asked. She wanted to make sure they were all safe. All the animals looked around. They were all there. And then the most wonderful thing happened. "I felt a drop," said a zebra. "Me too," said an antelope. It was rain. Everyone was very happy. It started to rain a little more, and then a little more. The rain put out the fire so they didn't have to run. And the rain filled their watering holes and made the plants grow again, so they didn't have to make the long trip to the edge of the jungle. Everyone would soon have enough food and water. So Ginger the giraffe went back to her favorite tree and continued to munch on the leaves and the buds. Okay, well that's that one. Do you want doing my chores up next, Jill? Your
what?
Doing my chores up next?
Sure.
I'm just looking at free children's books that I can easily read. Oh, let's do Abe the service dog. Testing, mic test, 1, 2, 3. Hi, I am Abe, and I am a service dog. When I was a puppy, my owner told me I would be a service dog for a person who could not see. I didn't know what that meant, but I knew it was something special. When I got a little older, I was sent away to school. My sister was sent to another school to learn how to help people with autism, to be their friend and help them get around. One of my brothers was sent to a special school so he could learn how to warn people that they were going to get sick before they did. My other brothers and sisters became good friends with people in good families. Not every dog can become a service dog. School was hard. I had to learn many things just like you. I had to learn to stop and look before crossing the street and learn what a red, yellow, and green directional light. Yeah, of course. You're fine.
So we're going to walk right up these steps. Trail archer. That's right. My mistake.
Okay, thanks. We can hold.
Now, when you get up to this point, you're going to have the mace, and this is the mace holder. Okay? You're going to do nothing more than to just place the mace right here in the holder. Okay?
Good, I was running out of kids' stories.
You leave the mace, you're going to make your way over to this podium. This is where you will find